Hey guys, welcome to Watch with Poppy. Today we're going to be talking about last night's episode of Once Upon a Time. So there was lots of interesting little tidbits in this episode. We find out Ursula's origin story, which I thought was really interesting. Lots of family dysfunction and drama for Ursula. And because of all of that, we kind of get to see why she decides to become evil. Now, I enjoyed the backstory, but I also really enjoyed Hook in this episode. I mean, we learn about that relationship with Ursula, but we also see some stuff that he's struggling with in the here and now. First, I just want to really quickly mention this little joke that was dropped that I thought was kind of funny. So there's this point when Hook and Ursula are working together and he is working to give her back her voice. He needs the Jolly Roger, and so she uses her magic to pull it over from the Enchanted Forest. But when she brings it over, it's like a little tiny boat inside of a bottle. So he and Ursula head over to Mr. Gold's shop, where of course Belle and Will are, because they need some help in figuring out how to make the little ship big again, so they can get on it and get the things that they need. It was just really funny, because when Hook shows them the small boat in the small bottle, Will says something to him like, "It's a bit small," or something like that. And Hook is like, "Careful, mate." I just thought that was hilarious. Hook really struggles in this episode to not revert back to the way he was. He was so focused on trying to stop Mr. Gold that he almost went to the place where he was willing to do anything it took to do that. Ariel makes a brief little appearance in this episode, and I thought it was really cool because she says something to him that really kind of shakes him out of it. And she says something to him like, you know, when villains go after their happy ending, they go about it the wrong way, and that's the problem. But you totally get Hook's struggle, right? As he kind of remembers what he did to Ursula, and as he feels himself almost slipping back into that now. We've seen the same kind of struggle kind of play out with Regina this season, and it's interesting to kind of see it play out with Hook as well, like trying to let go of your past and of the things that you've done and trying to like become a new person. I love that they're kind of delving that deep into the idea of someone going from being a villain to a hero and the struggle that lies in the middle there. Hook was definitely on the edge for quite a lot of this episode, but by the end we see him do things differently, which was really cool. And he's the one who's really instrumental in getting Ursula her happy ending. He figures out what steps need to be taken and he does it. Now, of course, as a Captain Swan shipper, my favorite bit of the episode was at the end, right? So we get that Killian starts to worry about his own happy ending. He's seeing Regina kind of struggle to get her happy ending, and he's remembering the fact that, hey, wait a minute, I'm a villain too. Does that mean that I'm not going to get to keep my happy ending? So I love that moment with Emma, right, where he kind of expresses his fear to her, and she's playing dumb all of a sudden, and is kind of like, oh, wait a minute, that means you already have your happy ending. What is it? And it was just awesome because, of course, she is his happy ending and there was kissing. And you guys know how I love that. So yeah, that moment was really cool. I also think it's really interesting that Ursula got her happy ending. You know, Ursula gets her voice back and she gets reunited with her father, and all of that kind of old animosity and drama gets resolved for her. So as much as we're seeing Regina struggle to get her happy ending, we have seen a villain get their happy ending, and that is Ursula. So I think that also kind of sets the pattern for hopefully what's to come. Now, we did see the bad guys kind of torturing Auguste this episode. They're trying to figure out what information he knows about the author. At one point, Mr. Gold gets some sort of spell or something that he makes Auguste drink, that turns him back into Pinocchio for a little bit and makes his nose grow when he lies. That was kind of interesting. Very phallic and Freudian, if you ask me. He manages to lie, though, in a really devious way. So by the end of the episode, we get that page from the book that Henry's been looking at, the page of the door, that is the actual door that the author is trapped behind. So it pretty much just sounds like the author is trapped in the book. He's trapped behind this door. Not sure what we need to do to get him out of there, but hopefully we're going to figure that out soon. Now, when Hook does manage to kind of orchestrate Ursula's happy ending, she returns the favor by telling him Mr. Gold's plan. We kind of know that Mr. Gold wants to get happy endings for all the villains, but she really explains why Emma is the key to that. and that as long as there is a savior, you know, the savior was the one who gave everyone in Storybrooke their happy endings. Season 1, you know, when she kissed Henry and broke the curse. So that means that the savior is the key to the villains getting their happy ending. So Ursula kind of tells Hook, like, Mr. Gold's plan is to basically darken Emma's heart. The other interesting little tidbit in this episode was Regina's dream. All you Outlaw Queen fans out there were super excited because we saw Robin for like 2 seconds and there was more kissing. Yay. But we realized that Regina's having a dream, and like mid-kiss, you know, she turns around to see herself, but herself as the evil queen, come to kind of interrupt this like reunion. Later she tells Emma about her dream, and she tells Emma that she felt like the evil queen was there to actually protect Robin. And I thought that was super interesting, right? Because why would she do that? Was she protecting him from Regina or from something else? I mean, it just brought up a ton of different questions. Regina ends up asking Emma to help her find Robin, to find a phone number or something so she can talk to him. So yeah, I'm hoping that that means that we're going to be seeing more of him soon. Really, and this is the last thing, I swear, you guys, but let's talk about August for just a hot second. Was it just me, or was he leaning in a little close when he was sitting there talking to Emma? Am I sensing a love triangle? I don't know. We'll see. Okay, you guys, I really liked this episode. Like I said earlier, I loved the Ursula backstory. I'm kind of sad to see her go. I hope she shows back up at some point. And any episode with lots of Hook is a good episode to me. Plus, yeah, tons of questions got raised about the author, and I'm really excited about where that is heading, so can't wait. As always, don't forget to comment down below and tell me what you guys thought about this episode, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.